Drukmi Yonglu. Greetings, viewers. Drukmi Yonglu Kuzuzangpula.
Kuzuzangpo.
Asian Literary Society welcomes all the viewers to the inaugural session of the special event CARAVAN Bhutan, the land of the thunder dragon, Drukgi Gelkhab. This year, we celebrate art, literature, and culture of Bhutan and enrich our knowledge about the rich heritage of Bhutan. Our esteemed chief guest for the inaugural speech is Honorable Professor Thakur S. Powdyel. Honorable Professor Thakur S. Powdyel is an educator by choice, conviction, and passion. He was the Minister of Education in Bhutan for 5 years, and he has been involved in the literary and cultural activities for a long period of time. As the country's first democratically elected Minister of Education, he moved Bhutan towards fulfilling the Millennium Development Goal targets and the country's constitutional mandate for education. His major interests include institutional integrity, national self-respect, moral literacy, and cross-national happiness. Honorable Powdyel's vision of holistic education, as expressed in his book, My Green School, has been translated into several languages around the world. His other books include As I Am, So Is My Nation, Right of Vision and Occasional Views, Gelkhab, Reflections on State, Citizen and Citizenship Education, and Light of My Life. Honorable Powdyel is a recipient of the International Gussie Peace Prize, Global Education Award, and Distinguished Service Award for his pioneering work in education, as well as the Coronation Gold Medal 2008 and the Institutional Award, the Honor of Druk Tukse 2012. Quality of integrity, service, and beliefs and convictions. Honorable Powdyel has often been described as the most widely foot-traveled education minister in the world. I, on the behalf of the founder of Asian Literary Society, Mr. Manoj Krishnan, and the ambassadors and the administrators of Asian Literary Society, heartily welcome our esteemed chief guest, Honorable Powdyel Thakur, Honorable Professor Thakur S. Powdyel of the forum for his inaugural speech. Sir, welcome, sir.
Kuzuzangpo. Namaste and good morning from Bhutan. First of all, I would like to thank the Asian Literary Society for this very special honor to join this conversation. I would like to thank the esteemed founder of the society, Mr. Manoj Krishnan, the honorable ambassadors, administrators, and everybody involved in this extremely important effort. As a matter of fact, I feel that this particular initiative is an idea whose time has come. I understand that the major concern of the Asian Literary Society is to celebrate the grandeur of the Asian artistic, literary, and cultural heritage. I would like to pay my tributes to the founder and to all of you who have kept this flame burning bright. I say that the society has already established itself as an important platform in pursuit of its vision and its mission. You are up to no ordinary call. The Asian literary cultural heritage has no beginning, It has no end. It subsumes all time, the past, the present, and the future, and registers the heartbeat and the impulse of the teeming millions who call this vast continent their home. Indeed, the epics, the Jataka tales, the holy scriptures, poetry, prose, songs, dances, art and architecture, customs and costumes, food and drink, faith and superstition, rites and rituals, celebrations and observances, our inventions and discoveries, our outlook and worldview, these and more make our proud Asian heritage. I'm deeply humbled to be invited to be a pilgrim to join this caravan, of which the jewel of the Himalayas, Bhutan, my country, has been invited to be the first honored guest. As we celebrate the launch of the Caravan series today, I would also like to pay my tributes to the great cultures, the arts, and the literary traditions of the other countries of Asia, which have given to the world and to their own peoples the gifts of many generations, which have been received by right and heritage, by right and responsibilities, by succeeding generations of our fellow Asians. I like the idea of the caravan. It is my hope that it will take us to discover impulses, believe, hope, inspire, are like soft pillows passing beneath our aching head. I'm very happy that a lot of my fellow Bhutanese are going to participate in this event. I see that there's a diversity of activities. Some of our finest writers, including Amkunzang, are going to participate in this. Our students, young poets. As indeed, there's also going to be, I see, Shri Balmiki Prasad Singh, as indeed on the participation of the former secretary of the Ministry of External Affairs, and this caravan, a most enlightening and fulfilling journey ahead. I was wondering as to what I should share in this forum. And since the time wasn't really adequate, I was looking at some of the recent writings that I've done. So today, as a very special tribute to this effort of the Asian Literary Society, which also honors as a very special gesture my country, for which art, culture, and heritage are extremely important. Culture, indeed, is one of the four pillars of our all embracing development vision of gross national happiness. For a country like Bhutan, as indeed I would imagine for all countries in the world, particularly our Asian countries, culture is like our breath. It is like a heartbeat. So, in honor of your effort, I would like to present a small write up that I've done recently. It's titled Art Sense and the As If World. Artists, writers, visionaries, indeed, imagine a world that fulfills what real life doesn't fulfill. It is an as if world that they present to the readers and beckon them to participate in that as if that is real. That is, I believe, the engagement of art. Life is only so long. as much as it aspires to be longer. Life is only so long as much as it aspires to be longer. Life is only so beautiful even as it aspires to be more beautiful. The world is only so good as much as it seeks to be better. Between dream and fulfillment, we live our lives. Art mirrors life as it is, but it also creates a vision of life as we wish it to be. It affirms the eternal human yearning for perfection, for completion, for fullness. Life as we live it and the world as we see it leave much to be desired. Beauty fades, rainbow vanishes, time flies, we grow old and die. It is not fair, it is not right. However you think of it, why won't our most cherished relations last forever? Why won't our most cherished why won't our most cherished relations last forever? But they do not and break our hearts. We long therefore for a vision of beauty that stays, the image of life that is perfect, a template of the world that is ideal. We need a neverland in which we lose ourselves in an imagined world as if it is real. The drab domesticities of our real lives are cast aside, and we are in a getaway space that is intense and that fulfills our dreams, even if only for a little while. That is the function of art, to complete what life leaves incomplete, to fulfill what is unfulfilled, to extend the range of our life, to transport us to an alternative world that is fuller and more fulfilling. Our most passionate wish is to live life as art, where the ideal becomes the real and all our dreams come true. Creative artists capture the myriad sounds around us and turn them into mesmerizing music. Awakened sensibilities turn commonplace words into language. Awakened sensibilities turn commonplace words in the language into the most powerful voice of prophecy and poetry. Familiar colors are marshaled to weave the most intricate masterpiece a painting. Earthly clay is transformed into a most hypnotizing piece of sculpture, and indeed, every ordinary material turns into a work of art in the hands of a creative artist. The dream weavers of Khoma and Radhi spin their yarn and turn it thread by thread into the most beautiful works of art, otherwise called Go and Kira. Excuse me. Khoma and Radhi are two beautiful places in eastern Bhutan, and the weavers of these two places do a wonderful job of weaving the most beautiful fabrics of our country. The dream weavers of Khoma and Radhi spin common yarn and turn it thread by thread into the most beautiful works of art, otherwise called Kira and Go. This go that I'm wearing is an example of that. While a materialistic impulse panders to the more physical propensities of human beings, a humanistic orientation, sorry, the 13 traditional arts of Bhutan, the 13 traditional arts of Bhutan are all a manifestation of the creative genius of our culture, each of which effortlessly integrates the primary functions of usefulness and beauty. I believe art has to fulfill at least two functions, one as usefulness and the other a beauty. The religious paintings that dominate the massive walls of our zongs and lakhangs are among the most precious treasures that hold our history and speak to our core as a nation and as a people. Art is a great conserving home. Art is a great conserving home. It captures the spirit of the age, the creative impulse of a people, the dream of succeeding generations, and holds a mirror to times beyond time. Art speaks too to the future as it presents a vision of the world we wish for. At a time like the present, the role of art becomes ever more compelling with all the benefits that modern technology has brought to our lives. It has also usurped the creative spirit of our time, especially by hooking our unsuspecting youth to the negative effects of mass media. When smart machines do all the thinking and imagining, you do not have the, you do not have to exert your brain or be creative. The outer takes hold of the inner, and the integrity and uniqueness of the person is no longer valued. Even fine art of remembering, the fine art of remembering is done by memory chip. But but art is the inner, announcing its presence to the outer. It is creative. It affirms the unique individuality of the person, honors the imaginative, productive capacity of the individual, rather than merely responding to the external stimuli generated by the mechanical environment. Art honors and celebrates the fine and frail creative impulse of the creator. Being a creator and maker elevates the individual and gives him or her a greater sense of achievement and confidence. One has added to the sum total of artistic expression. To that extent, the world becomes a better place and life more beautiful. While a materialistic impulse panders to the more physical propensities of human beings, a humanistic orientation looks for a more balanced and integrated society that values not only what satisfies our immediate survival needs, but what really fulfills our deep longings as the most highly evolved of all the species that we, the human beings, are. An important index of a an important index of the health of a society is its artistic and cultural expression in diverse fields. That is the reason why many societies in the world, as indeed many cities, are proud to preserve and present their artistic heritage at regular intervals as an important aspect of their collective life. In a highly mechanistic, dehumanizing technological age that murders to dissect, the the harmonizing vision of art and the artist might restore some balance and sanity that are rapidly being replaced by cutthroat competition and an unsustainable headlong rush to an unknown future. That is the nature of art. That is what it is. It is an apprehension of the underlying harmony, discovery of unity and proportion in apparent chaos, an affirmation of goodness, and the triumph of truth. Art is awakening. It sharpens the sensibilities and awakens the senses. Art engages the human capacity to see more, to hear more. Above all, art makes us feel more. What more could the Asian Literary Society do? Art begins by showing the world as in a mirror, but it ends by destroying the mirror and suggesting an alternative. That is the incentive of art. Art heals. Art heals. It elevates. It edifies. Art makes the world a better place, life more beautiful. Imagine the world without art. Imagine life without art, without culture, without literature, without music. I would like to thank the Asian Literary Society for this amazing festival of art and literature. And I would like to wish you a great ahead and to all the participants a most enjoyable full day of celebration of art and literature. Thank you very much indeed. And Tashi Dili.
Thank you, sir, for this enriching speech. Your wonderful presence in this inaugural session give a brilliant start to the special event. Thank you. We are enlightened and inspired by your speech. Khadrin Chila.
Thank you.
Khadrin
Thank you.
Chila.
I have a bad throat, yes.